Jarvis Landry, Browns wide receiver here on the Rich Eisen Show. And how has Tyrod Taylor looked so far, Jarvis?
Amazing. Amazing, man. And just, his leadership, his arm accuracy, and he's ready, man. He's a starting quarterback, and I'm sure that obviously that decision is to Hugh and the offensive staff and stuff like that. But I'm sure that they've been highly impressed with what he's done through OTAs and the little training camp, mini camp that we had.
No, I know obviously that decision goes further up the chain, but in terms of what Tyrod can do with this offense compared to the first overall selection in Baker Mayfield, I mean, how is that even a competition in training camp, do you think?
You know what? I think both guys are highly competitive. I know just having to talk to Bake, and I know he wants to play. But obviously, just talking to him too, I understand that he sees it as an opportunity for him to grow at the position. A guy like Tyrod, who's been to the Super Bowl, who's took a Buffalo team that hasn't been to the playoffs. He can learn a lot from Tyrod at the same time. So, I think it's a competition, yeah, but I think, too, at the same time, both guys are definitely qualified for the job.
It's funny. Every time I hear from Irvin, anytime there's a conversation, Michael Irvin, who I get to work with all the time, who loves physical wide receivers, and you're one of them, that anytime there's a conversation about a quarterback competition, that he laughs that there's always a stigma to that people think that quarterbacks shouldn't have to compete for their jobs. They just get it handed to them, Jarvis. I mean, do you think that quarterbacks competition at quarterback is something that is good when it comes down to it?
Man, I think in any sport, competition is healthy, and I think that you need that in every position on your team. It's how guys get pushed to get better. So no matter what the position, I don't care if you're the kicker. You bring the kicker in, I think he's going to feel that pressure that he's potentially coming to take his job. So, it's going to make him work harder. It's going to make him stay longer. Whatever you got to do to make sure he secures his job. And I think, it's healthy to have competition in all positions on the field.
Okay. And in terms of competition with you and Odell Beckham, going back to the day that you do, Odell, we saw him go yard in batting practice in Yankee Stadium just the other day, Jarvis. I mean, if you and Odell got in a batting cage, would you fare better? What would you say if we put you in a batting cage with Odell?
You know what? We might have to line that up. We might have to line that up and see how it goes. Baseball is actually my first sport, so it'll be exciting.
What do you mean it was your first sport? Talk to me about this.
It's literally the first sport I ever played. The first ball that I ever touched was a baseball. I played so I was pretty much going to college. So it'll be interesting.
Okay. When you say interesting, you mean better than Odell. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying line it up and we'll see.
Okay. All right. The Indians have batting practice 81 times a year too in Cleveland. So, okay, let me so what was your game? Did you have a power game when you played baseball?
I could do a little bit of everything. I got on base if I needed to get on base, if I needed to, sack fly, whatever it was, hit the ball on the ground, whatever it was, just find a way to make a play.
So how many tools out of 5 did you have?
Say it again?
How many tools out of the 5 did you have when you played baseball? Were you a 5-tool player? 4? What do you got?
I like a 2, 3.
So then you chose wisely. That's for damn sure. Okay.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.